Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Man's Noble Beer Reviews. Today I have another beer from Fonta, Flora Brewing Company out of Nebo, North Carolina. But this is actually a collaboration with Salud Cerveceria out of Charlotte. This is part of their fruited mixed culture barrel aged Gose series. You can see there it says Gose with the O being a grapefruit. It says mixed culture Gose Paloma style. I'm not sure what that means. Fermented with fresh grapefruit, limes, and aged on cilantro and sea salt. So each one of these, on top of the fruit, there's always been like an herb or some sort of spice that's been in it too. And I'm pretty sure all of the other ones I've really not been able to taste that spice or herb. Unless I did and I just didn't notice it because I wasn't quite aware of what that herb or spice tasted like. But this one really intrigues me because cilantro is a very unique and strong flavor generally. I love cilantro, but in a beer I really don't know. And now I'm curious if you can even taste it in this. And I mean, with lime, it makes perfect sense because that's like Mexican food, 100%. And grapefruit, maybe, but just in a drink by itself, I don't know how that's gonna go. But yeah, the mixed culture Gose barrel aged Gose, 4.8 ABV, and crack it open and see what we got. So you can see it pours a slightly cloudy, nice straw to golden color with a white head that is fizzling out very quickly. Oh man, that smells so good. So I will say I'm not getting any cilantro, which I think is probably for the best. Maybe I do get it a little bit now that I think about it. But it's a lot of their like musty, like damp basement mixed culture aroma. But there's a good bit of oak too, and there's definitely a lot of like citrus character as well. But it's a lot of funk, which I think this smells more funky and wild than any of the other ones that they've done, which in my opinion is a great thing. I'm excited to taste it. It's interesting. It's a oh no I was gonna say it actually tastes less funky than I thought it smelled like, and in the foretaste that was definitely the case. And then on the back end, it wasn't even necessarily funk, but it was just like that deep, like minerally, like wet rock, like mixed culture saison character. Yeah, so it's super light up front. There's a very nice balance of like something I would consider generic citrus. I don't know that I would necessarily pinpoint it as being grapefruit. Something is along the lines of grapefruit and or orange, but not like super juicy orange, just like orange pith. Um, it's like the first flavor you get. And then you get more citrus, like more earthy citrus, and then you realize, oh crap, that's like a lime flavor. And then the acidity hits mid palate, and then it still seems like this really nice, bright, crisp, clean, like citrusy tart beer. And then in the back end, there's just this big wash of like funky minerality that just completely adds another level of depth to this. That's so good. That is so good. Um, the fact that these are, I definitely, before I had this, I definitely liked the strawberry one the best out of the three that they had done before this. Um, because I thought it was like the most funky, and it was basically like baby rhythm rug, which I thought the raspberry one was like baby razzmatazz. Uh, but this one is like so. That one was just like super fresh, bright strawberry, and then just like funk after like oaky funk after it. But this has like several layers of flavor before you even get to the funk, and then that kicks in, and then you realize like, holy crap, there's so many things going on in this beer. I don't know which of those two I like more, but they're both super interesting and just amazing in their own right. And the fact that these are like, I think at the brewery they're $14 a 4-pack. So at a bottle shop, if they're 16, that's $4 a bottle. $4 for a, well, it's 11 ounces, not 12 ounces, but whatever. So that's a half of a bomber. So if you scale that up, $8 for a bomber of like a legitimate mixed culture barrel aged beer that is like this complex is an absolute steal. It's amazing. Honestly, these beers are fantastic, and there's no other brewery, in my opinion, that I know of that is doing something like this. So they are truly starting something new, that they're able to do like these really simple, basic mixed culture beers that have a ton of complexity, but they're not like they're able to churn them out, as far as I know, like pretty quickly. So the barrel aging might only be like a month, which is fine though, because it just has a little bit of oak, and then the inoculation from the wild yeast is adding like plenty of funk and minerality, and then you throw the other stuff that's in it on top of that, and it just makes for. I mean, this is honestly better than, I would say, 70 to 80% of breweries that try to do like a long-term mixed culture beer, and this is probably turned over in 2 months, and it's like $4 a bottle. So, I mean, when you think of that, the price difference and the turnover, you realize how amazing this brewery is, on top of all the other stuff that they do. And there is another little layer of depth to this. I almost get like a little bit of a skunky character, which would make perfect sense, because it's in a clear bottle, of course. But I don't know. I mean, there has to be hops in this for it to technically be a beer, but there could be like an ounce of hops in like a big ass batch, which is basically de minimis. But it has like a little bit of a skunky character, which I'm not hating. It's just adding another layer of complexity. It reminds me of like the skunky character of like the green bottles of their Brutus. And the next bottle that they're doing in this series is going to be it's cantaloupe, and I forget what like the herb or spice that's in it is. But I might have had like one or two beers ever that had cantaloupe in it. That's just not a beer that you usually, or a fruit that you usually see in beers. So I'm actually really intrigued at how that one's gonna work out. I have it at home. It already came out. I'm doing this a review for this first, but I'll be doing one of that pretty soon. Yeah, this is awesome. This is so awesome. I'm glad I bought a whole 4-pack of it, not just one bottle. And it's only 4.8%, so you can drink this all day. It's not super tart. I mean, it's just a little bit of refreshing acidity. I could drink this all day and never get like heartburn or anything. So, that's another quality to it. But it's 100% obvious about what I've been saying, but this is absolutely a buy for me. I've been telling a couple people I know about this, and I've been secretly sending them some bottles, but like, I want people not to know about this for a little while because these things are fly off the shelf so fast. They're not the most amazing, like, wild beers ever, but for the price, there's nothing that's even close to something like this. So I just want this to be a little secret for a little while. But if you watch this or the other versions of these videos, and you're really intrigued and you want some, send me a message and I'll gladly snag a 4-pack for you and send it to you. For cost, I would love to share the wealth and let people check this out because it is really a unique thing. But I think that's all I got in this one. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I look forward to doing the next one. Thanks.